Hello everyone and welcome back. Thanks for watching today. Today I have a layout up for the cut shop and I will be using the newly released sideways chevron cut file and also the graffiti greetings cut file. And I've done some of the work ahead of time. I've already cut out my cut files. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to just start adhering that cut file to the background. And on the background I'm using the Fancy Pants Designs Summer Fun paper, one of their papers from the Summer Fun collection. And I like the colors on the background, and I like how the little triangles are kind of showing through the chevrons. So I chose that paper for the background. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere, like I said, that to the background. I'm not getting every single piece of the cut file glued because I don't really, it doesn't bother me that it's, you know, each and every one is. And if I've got a little arrow sticking up or something, it's fine with me because it kind of just adds dimension. So I'm kind of just tacking it down in certain areas where I want that to be adhered. Of course, getting all the edges and the corners down. And I am using the, like I said, the cut file, the Let's Do This from the Graffiti Greetings. And that is actually going to be used for my title. I'm using the cut file as my title. And I've already cut that out on some blue cardstock. It's kind of like a blue, you'll see it in a second, it almost has like a little shimmer to it. And it was just some paper that I had in my stash, so I thought, well, I'm going to pull it out and use it, and use that for the title. And so I've pretty well got most of my little arrows in my cut file tacked down on the background. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start layering some color. I wanted to add some gelatos to the background just to kind of give it a little bit of spark of color. And I'm using some yellows, greens, and blues. And I'm using the packaging technique. So I'm just smearing the gelato on the packaging. I'm going to add some water and just kind of smear it on the background. And I'm just kind of doing it around the page. I just wanted, you know, to add a little bit of color that's going to be coming out behind the photo and the title. And so I'm going to be using, like I said, the packaging technique. And then in just a moment, I'm going to go ahead and just adhere, not adhere, but smear gelatos directly on the background. I like to do that if I want some more concentrated color. The paper, the packaging with the water technique is kind of more like a muted watercolor effect, and which is great. I wanted that, but then I didn't want to have parts of it where it was just a more concentrated color. And so you can see there, I'm just taking the gelato and just applying it directly onto the background, and it just gives it a more vibrant color. And then I'm also spritzing it with water, and it kind of makes it spread out a little bit more. So just doing layer upon layer of color on my background to get that prepped so I can go ahead and put my photo and my title down. And then I was going to add some water. I thought I'm going to pull some watercolor out on top of that, and you'll see me here in a minute pull that out. And it just, I mean, it was great, but it kind of looked the same, so I really didn't get any different effect, and so I didn't go on with that. I just kind of tested a couple spots and left it and decided that I had enough color down, so I was just happy with that. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm looking for some paper right now to back my, actually what I'm going to do is back the title cut file. You can see there, Let's Do This. And so I'm looking for some paper. Now on the layout, I'm primarily using the June hip kit. That's the main kit. And I think for the background behind the title, I actually pulled out my May kit and was pulling some papers from there. And what I'm going to do is just go ahead and use that stripe paper there and adhere it. And then I'm going to be outlining the letters on that because I felt like it just didn't pop enough, you know, with just the plain blue cardstock and then the light colored paper behind it. I wanted to kind of have the, since it is the title especially, have those letters pop a little bit. So I'm just taking my little Sharpie marker and just going around the edges of the letters just to kind of give them a little bit more definition, and I think that that worked. It kind of made them stand out a little bit more, brought a little bit more definition to it. So I am going to go ahead and do that. And I'm using the photo there of my grandson, and this was actually the first time he's actually helped my husband wash the truck. And so of course, you know me, I'm out there with my camera taking like 100 pictures, and we were babysitting him one night when my daughter and son-in-law had plans, and my husband was going to wash the truck, and my grandson just loves to be with my husband wherever he's at. And so he was like, "Hey buddy, you want to go wash the truck with me?" And of course he's like, "Yeah." Didn't even have a clue what he was saying, but he just wanted to go with him. So it was so cute. My husband was very patient, and my grandson was helping him wash the rims there, and I think he just had more fun just playing in the water, really. But I wanted to scrap this picture the first time that he was actually helping my husband, so-called wash the car or the truck. And so it was just a fun moment. So that is what I'm scrapbooking right now, and doing a layout of him washing the truck. So he did get distracted rather quickly and started just playing with all of the little brushes and stuff like that and splashing in the water. So but I did get a few pictures, which I was glad for. And so I'm just layering some, you can see here I found some papers I'm going to be layering behind my photo, and I'm just looking for some more embellishments and layering pieces. So I'm just going to be building that up and kind of tearing a few, cutting a few, just kind of at random. And different colors. I just wanted to kind of add some different colors in there, and go ahead and build that up there. And I used one of the strips from a piece of paper. I think that was from the May kit, that Enjoying This Moment. It was on and I'm sorry, I don't have that in front of me, so I can't even remember which collection that's from. But you see me there just playing with some of the ephemera bits and embellishments. Those are all actually from the Hip kit, the June kit from the Hip kit. And I think I'm pulling a few things out from May too, which is those puffy word stickers. I think that was from the May kit, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I'm kind of like, I have so many kits, I really haven't had much time to use them all, so I've still got them all there, and so I'm kind of just pulling bits and pieces from each one, and I'm not ready to split them all up and put them in my stash yet. I'm still trying to use kit by kit and get some layouts done. So, but I did want to use the photo I have popped up, and then also the title I wanted to pop up with some dimensional adhesive, and so I'm going to go ahead and kind of pop those up, and I like to do that just to pull them a little bit away from that background and also be able to tuck some things under there. So I'm going to go ahead and get those tacked down and start placing bits of my ephemera everywhere. And I kind of just play with it until I see a place where I like it. And I'm trying to just add, a few things here and there. That little tag from the ephemera piece, I ended up using as my journaling spot. And I like it because it has his first initial on it. So I thought, well, that'll be cute. I'll go ahead and use that and just do a little spot of journaling. And so I'm going to tuck that in right under the photo there. And then I'm just adding a few more bits of ephemera, and I'm like just getting ready to, okay, I need to commit and just start tacking everything down, which is kind of where I do. I mean, I can play with it so long, and then I just like, okay, I'm done. And I had to use hot glue on those little dimensional. They weren't wanting to stick, and I think it's probably because of all of the layers and the mixed media behind it. So sometimes if I'm not getting it to stick, I'll just tack it with hot glue on. I use glue on a lot of my layouts pieces, so except not photos, but. And then I'm using that little transparency that says July. I thought it was really cute, but I liked it backed with that little sun behind it. So I'm going to tack that down. And I really didn't do a whole lot more to the layout because, I just felt like it was kind of busy. I'm trying not to overdo. Overdo, yes, that is a word, I guess, in my vocabulary. Some of the layouts, and just trying to keep it mostly concentrated around the photo. And there's, just a lot going on there. So I'm going through now and adding a few of my enamel dots, and I'm still trying to place that Enjoying This Moment tag, which I end up placing up in the upper left. And then I'm using some of the poolside, I guess they're like embellishments, buttons. I think it's called layered embellishments. And there's just some little buttons in there. So I use that, and then I'm also using some of the little enamel dots that came on that little card, and then I have some in my stash that I'm pulling too, to just sprinkle a few enamel dots around the layout for some more color. And I have those little puffy word stickers there to the right, which I think are really just adorable, but they just didn't work out for this layout. So I'll be using those on another one. And I'm going to go ahead and add my date stamp here. And that's going to pretty much wrap it up for this layout. And I'm going to go ahead and show you some close-ups I have coming up. And I hope you've enjoyed it. And again, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. And certainly look forward to having you join me again. And you have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.